Okay, got another video here. This one's actually going to be a fun one. It's going to be about kind of the alternative titles or job titles or the ways you can be very creative in trying to explain what you do in the language field or linguistics or language, and trying to find a creative way to explain this to people by not trying to say you're a linguist or whatever or a translator, because that might not make sense to people. Okay, and I avoid saying, ways to do this. So I try to find other ways to say it that make sense to them. Okay. Um, so I did say in one of my other videos about, using physical objects. It helps a lot. Phones and earbuds and headphones. So like some of the I saying is, I built a computer chip inside of, or I actually put Haitian Creole into Google Translate. Okay. That makes sense. They totally understand. In 10 seconds, I show them the app. And I show them Haitian Creole. So that's me that did it. And they go, wow. Okay. That takes 10 seconds. And I'm not kidding. And I can show the Microsoft Translate. Show the several different places. It's at Action YouTube Studio or YouTube for the subtitles. It's in Microsoft Translate with the microphone, and it's in Google Translate. And you show it to them, and you say, I'm the one behind that. And they just totally understand. Okay. And then I say, hey, I built a little, and I give another example. I put a little tiny translation chip inside of the little earbuds, and it makes translation while you're doing it, or in the headset. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense to them. Okay. Um, so those are examples that I use, but there are other examples that a lot of you might not actually do that. But what other things you can do to say? So one of the examples, I think it was Louise that you said this. Um, actually, at my talk at Microsoft that I gave Microsoft lecture, Louise, you were there, and what you said, this is really a good thing because you didn't say that you were a language teacher, right? You said that you were an accent reduction coach. Accent reduction coach. That means how you're helping solve a problem is that people have an accent, they're having difficulty communicating. They actually can speak the language, but they can't. They got accents, so you're trying to actually help them improve or reduce their accent to sound less foreign and make it sound more neutral or more closer to the language, the target language, and you're helping them communicate better. And they're going to pay you for it, right? So you're fixing a problem. That's a good thing. Um, just like the same thing, we got to build a translator. I'm fixing a problem. Tourists, tourists, or anybody needing to have a translation. You got it on a phone or whatever. Um, Other types of things you can do. Um, what you need to be able to find when you're in language or linguistics or whatever is find a way to explain what you do, um, and and that can be in any kind of way. But these are a couple of different examples. I challenge you to find ways to make things tangible and concrete using objects or using fun things like that. To like, you can say you're a speech pathologist, help people pronounce better. Okay, even if you're not doing speech pathology, but just say that, and what you do. I mean, there are ways to get around this, um, but try to get away from using language to explain language to show what language does, because it doesn't make sense to most people how that's tangible. So the important thing is to find ways to do that. I'm not going to try to go through 25 different examples, but I was thinking along driving in the car here when I was coming to come here, and I was thinking, what are the different kind of things I could talk about? Um, but these are just a few examples. Branding. So another thing, like I'm here, at McDonald's, and I do the branding of Ice of the McCafe. I created the brand name of that. I thought about all the cool ways we can do things to say things. I didn't do that one, but I did this for a lot of products. A lot of when I started a career language a technology company, I created 30 different products with all these cool sounding names that totally made sense, and services. And they all were just sounded so cool. That's linguistics, but for branding, right? Marketing and branding. So you just kind of find a way to, hey, I'm a branding specialist, a branding expert. Some other people say that they're wordsmiths, right? Some people say they're wordsmiths. That's a cool sounding, funny, it's a fun sounding way to do things. Or, you know, I'm a speech technology geek, So I integrate speech technology and I help you kind of make it understand you. You got to find funny ways to do this. You got to make things that are tangible. So I challenge you, as people in the language field, the language industry, whatever you want to call this thing, language translation, language teaching, linguistics, um, content creation, um, video creation, content creation, doesn't matter, and translation, and localization, and globalization, and internationalization. I'll give you those words or those terms. Find and terminology and lexicology. Find a way to make it understandable to other people. That's fun and makes them say, hey, that sounds cool. Then they'll understand what you do. So have fun doing it.